And the question they were asking is this. In fact, there's a book out similar to it, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. I think Robert Schuller wrote that. What happens, why do bad things happen to good people? That's the name of it. And it's almost humorous because it's funny. And somebody had asked me that, why do bad things happen to good people? I said, that's simple. There are no good people. All have sinned.
Preacher!
And all have come short of the glory of God. There is none that doeth righteousness, no, not one. All we like sheep have gone astray. So the reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a bad person. That's why bad things happen. Because we deserve it. But thank God that in the midst of that, He has given us His grace. Grace is the unmerited favor of God towards an undeserving mankind. I heard the choir sing, His grace and His mercy is what brought us through. See, grace is God giving you what you don't deserve. Mercy is God not giving you what you do deserve. And so it's both. It takes both His grace and His mercy to bring us through.
All right.
Paul, as he writes the second letter to the church at Corinth, he gets to the end of it and he talks about being put in a position to where he is caught up in a vision in the night. And while he is caught up, he envisions himself being in the third heaven. And while there, he hears things that he's not supposed to tell anybody else. Now, you know, information is dangerous. And it's hard to keep a secret. In fact, one writer said that only two people can keep a secret is when one of them is dead. And so Paul here, he hears things that are not lawful. It's forbidden. It is prohibited to utter. Paul said, knowing me, knowing how I am, and God knew I'd say something about it. And so he sent a thorn with it. He sent the messenger of Satan with it. And every time I'm tempted to say what I ought not say, it buffets me. I'm glad God didn't tell us what that thorn was, because if it did, then you wouldn't be able to explain yours. Because if you are a child of God, somehow God has given you a thorn too. And every so often when you're tempted to do that which you ought not do, that thing will buffet you. He's given us something to needle us, and something to nudge us, and something to neutralize us when we try to go too far. When we try to do too much, he'll send along something to hold us down. The old church used to sing in a different way. You know what they say? Something within that what? That holdeth the rain. You know why you're holding the rain? So that you don't run too fast and run too far and run in the wrong direction and run off. Something within. And so God gives each of us and all of us some kind of thorn, some kind of debilitating illness that's there to neutralize us. And so sooner or later, doesn't matter how long you live, trouble is coming. Solomon writes, he talks about the days that are ahead. He warns us by saying, remember God while you're young. And you young people need to do that. Amen. Because if you live long enough, you'll get old. Remember God while you're young before the evil days come. Isn't that amazing? He did not say sinful days. Evil days come. In fact, the word evil is in the Bible more than the word sin. You wonder why? Because sin is something that you do. Evil is something that you think. And when you get too old to do, you can still think.
Preacher!
And so he has sent that along with us because the evil days are coming, days when you can no longer do. But you still think about what you used to do.
Preacher!
He said, while the sun of the light of the moon is not darkened and the clouds return after the rain, while the body is still strong, while the keepers of the house, the hands are still powerful, while you have that silver cord, that spinal column lets you stand straight up, he said, but eventually you begin to bend over. Time is out there. God has put messengers out there. He has put little fellas out there to hold us down and to hold us back. In fact, God has filled our world with takers. I know he's the greatest giver. He sends the sunshine and the rain, the harvest and the golden grain, and you can't be God-given no matter how you try. But listen, you can't be the taking either.
Preacher! Preacher!
He's the greatest taker in history. He's peppered our world with takers. Time is a taker. Keep walking back and forth in front of the mirror, and eventually you'll see somebody you don't know. Time takes away from us.
Takes back, brother.
And change is a taker. And no matter how long you live, everything seems to change. Time will take the glide out of your stride. Where you used to jump, you're just happy to walk. A taker. It'll slow you down. And then listen, if time and change misses much of what you have, death will disrobe us all. It is appointed that one engagement you'll make once to die.
Yeah, yeah.
After death, a judgment. And so no matter who you are, no matter how young you are, how old you are, no matter how rich or how poor you are, whether you are black or white, Orient or Occidental, don't make any difference. You're going to need to hear God say, my grace is sufficient for thee, because my strength is made perfect in your weaknesses. And it's amazing that Paul, as he closes this, he gives a kind of a five-fold situation. He says, therefore, in the light of this, I take pleasure in infirmities. Pleasure? I take pleasure in reproaches, in necessities. I take pleasure in persecutions and distresses for Christ's sake, for when I'm weak.
Then, yeah.
Then,
yeah.
am I strong. Grace is what will bring us through when nothing else can. I mean, when you find that you have come to the end of your pilgrimage, and it seems like something's been dogging your footsteps, that's when you're going to need to hear God say, son, my grace, daughter, my grace is sufficient for you. I mean, when the doctor shakes his head, x-rays don't look good, that's when you need to hear God say, my grace is sufficient for thee, because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. But how does this grace work out in my life? And when I get my vision, how's it going to work out? What does this grace do? And why is it that God has given us grace? And why is it so amazing? I believe that Paul gives us the answer by first telling us that the Bible itself is to you and me a book of grace. Oh yeah, it pushes goodness. Whatever else